All right, welcome everybody to our Driven Dynasty Team Call. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody so we can get started here. And don't mind any background noises of chickens or dogs because I have my window open because the weather's so nice right now. But I am super excited to talk to you guys about this topic today. As you may or may not know, I'm in a social media training right now that it wasn't written by a coach, but it was written for coaches. So the creator of the training, his wife is actually a personal trainer and sort of an online fitness product. You know, like you see some of those people who like they make their own workouts and that kind of thing. Anyways, her like page has over 100,000 likes on it, and he's really been instrumental in helping her grow that. And basically, he's taken everything that he's learned with Facebook specifically and really targeted it to coaches and has created this training. And it's been incredibly helpful so far. We're only, I would say, about a quarter of the way through the training. And then next, we're going to really dive into Facebook ads, which is something I'm really excited about because, you know, I've done quite a bit with them on my own, and a lot of the coaches on our team have come from my like page through ads. But I really felt like everything I learned was really self-taught, and like I was really sort of fumbling around in the dark, trying to find my way and hoping it would work. Whereas I know he's going to give me a super concrete system that I can then share with you guys. So I'm really excited about that. But to start off with, I really want to just go over the basics of setting up your like page and how to get more engagement on there. And these tips can go for both your like page and your personal page. So there's a lot of varying opinions as to whether you should only build through your like page or only build on your personal page or build on both. And you'll see coaches who do different routes. So some only do like page, some only do personal page, some do both. Right now, with the way that Facebook is changing, they're changing a lot, and they are really pushing towards businesses only running them through a business page or a like page. So you're going to see a lot of those shifts happening as they're wanting businesses to really be on a like page because they want to protect that sort of personal, social aspect of Facebook for people. So as a new coach, I encourage you to build both at the same time, because when you're first starting out, you really want to be able to tap into that warm market, you know, to the people who already know and trust you. But you also really want to start your like page out right away and start growing on there. So first off, on your like page, you've got to make sure your profile picture is a picture of you. And it needs to be just a headshot of you with your face, smiling, because that's the very first thing that people see is your face, is your profile picture. And so you don't want it to be, you know, a family picture where they're like, who is that? Is that her? Or is that her? Is that her mom or kid? You know, you want them to see you. So now make sure that it's just a nice headshot. It doesn't have to be professional or anything, just a nice headshot of you. Second, your cover photo is super important. Your cover photo should tell a story about you. So they're going to look at your profile picture and to see sort of what you look like, what you're about. And then they're going to look at your cover photo to learn more about your story. And people make snap judgments, you know, all day long, right? We decide, do we like her? Do we not like her? Is she interesting? Do I want to follow her? Is she boring? What's she about? And that's what your cover photo is for. So I really highly suggest you take some time to go check out some other coaches' cover photos. So look at some top coaches, other coaches you like to follow, see what they have up there, and what kind of things are they sharing. So it really should be about you. So for me on my personal page, I tend to keep it a bit more personal, so it's just my family. But on my like page, it's very clear that I'm into fitness, my family's up there, I have, some little taglines of what I'm about. I have my like page name. It's all up there. So people can get a pretty clear picture right away of what I'm about. And I made my cover photo myself using PicMonkey. But if you're unsure or you don't feel like you have a really good grasp on these kind of photo editing tools, I highly suggest you reach out and you actually have somebody make one for you. So Fiverr is a really, really great site, and it's super cheap. Usually you can get a cover photo made from anywhere from like $5 to $25. Some people are going to be more expensive if they have more experience, but you can really go on there, check out people's work, and find somebody you like and have them make a cover photo for you. There's actually a guy from Fiverr that we've been referred to through this training. So if anybody wants to connect with him personally, I'm happy to share his information with you. It's really worth the time to get a really good professional looking cover photo, because like I said, people make snap judgments. They want to see you, they want to know your story in your cover photo and see if you're somebody that they want to follow. And you want it to look professional. Okay, so now that's out of the way. I'm gonna go into my top 10 tips. So number one is you always, always, always need to think about who you are talking to. So I think most of the people on the call tonight are in our Diamond Dash group, and Justin did an awesome video on that this morning about knowing your audience. But really, guys, who you're talking to is you, right? Because you're trying to create other people, or not create, you're trying to attract other people like you into your business. So you can't talk to everybody all at once, right? You can't be everything to everyone. So you have to be really clear about who you're talking to. And, you know, for me, who I'm talking to is me before Beachbody. And we have to really remember that, especially as we get further and further on our road as coaches, we become almost saturated with Beachbody, right? And with clean eating and with exercise and coaching. And pretty soon we think the whole world knows what this is about, right? Because our news feeds are pretty much full of other coaches and Shakeology and the 21 Day Fix and coaching and woo, you know? And so we're like, yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about. We all know, you know, to eat this and not eat that and blah, 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 blah. But most people don't, you know? And we have to remember that. Like, remember who you were before you became a coach. You know, I know for me, I was like 40 pounds overweight. I had twin 2-year-old girls at home. I had no idea where to start. I was completely overwhelmed if I ever like went online and tried to figure it out myself, because there was 5 million things out there. I was tired. I was overwhelmed. I thought I didn't have the time. I didn't have the tools, the knowledge. So you have to really remember that just because we, quote unquote, know it all, not everybody else does. So remember who you were before coaching and talk to you. And talk like you would to a girlfriend sitting right next to you, because that's going to be your most genuine voice. Okay, number 2 is show your face, okay? Don't worry if it's not all done up and your makeup's done and you look cute and pretty, because that's not real life. You know, I remember in the beginning when I was going to do photos or video, I'd be like, oh, I have to wait till like I have a chance to do my makeup, you know? And that was like never, because I'm a busy mom and I don't ever hardly wear makeup. So then I wouldn't do videos, right? Because I was all self-conscious about how I looked. So you just have to get your face out there. People want to see you. So take those selfies, even if you feel ridiculous. You know, I now have a selfie case on my phone. And let me tell you, I feel like an idiot when I like, okay, selfie, here's my light, you know? But that's what you need to see. You need to put you out there. People are following you. You know, you may think what Susie over there looks better than you in her workout shorts and you're just going to take that picture. But people want to see you. They don't care. They want the real you. So put your face out there. Okay. Number 3, share your story. Now, this is a hard one, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail about this in future trainings, because I'm learning a ton about this and how to help you guys be better at this. But sharing your real, vulnerable story is so important, because when you do that, people see parts of themselves in you and they connect with that. So for me, when I shared today, I don't know if you all saw my live video, but when I shared today about how I went through this period in my life when I felt like there wasn't anything exciting that was going to happen and I totally lost hope for the future, I hope that there's people out there that are going to relate to that and that are going to feel that same like hopeless, frustrated feeling, and they're going to see how I was able to use coaching to overcome that. And they're going to feel like maybe there's hope for them too. You know, maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel for them. And that was really hard for me to share, you guys. Like, I was shaking and wanted to vomit and throw up, but I knew that if I got vulnerable and share my story, hopefully somebody out there would connect with it. Because it's super easy to do the sweaty selfies, right? And they're like, got my workout, yay, you can do it too, and Shakeology's awesome. But that's not real. I mean, it is real, but it's not like the heavy stuff that's really going to connect with people. And that's what we want to do as coaches. You know, we want to be that inspiration to people. We want to be that hope. And in order to do that, we have to get really honest with our story so we can connect with more people. Okay, now tip number 4 kind of segues into my last one, and that is do more videos. So especially live videos. So right now, you know, Facebook is very much like its little world, right? And it wants to keep everybody in its own little world because it's competing with all the other social media platforms out there. So it doesn't want you posting YouTube videos, right? And then people go from Facebook to YouTube. It doesn't want you posting stuff from Instagram to Facebook because then people are going to Instagram. It wants you to be on Facebook and stay on Facebook, which is why Facebook Live video is going to give you the best traction of anything you can do. Because right now, they're really trying to compete with Periscope, which is all live video. So if you do a live video, it's going to get shown to a lot more people. Now, I posted in our team page, Shalene Johnson's tips for things you should know before you go live. And that is amazing. Lots and lots of great information in there. So if you didn't watch it and you want to do live video, definitely check it out because that was really helpful. But just aim to do a video every single day. If you're new to video and you're not, you know, you're scared to do it live, just start with a recording first. And it can be anything that you want it to be, honestly, but do make sure that it's valuable content and not just like fluff or people aren't going to want to follow you and keep watching it. But aim to do video. I know it's hard. I know it's terrifying, especially live, but you know, one thing we do as coaches is we stand in the face of fear and we do it anyways. And we survive. Yay! Okay, now, number 5 is develop your brand. So this is another one that is super important. It goes along with putting your face out there because you want to have a cohesive look to your brand, right? You want people to see a post by you and recognize, oh, that's Roxanne, because they recognize what she looks like in her picture. Or they see something and oh, that's Michelle, and they want to check it out because they are used to how her content looks. So I also shared in the team page the branding quiz. That is super, super helpful, guys. Make sure you go back and you take that and you get your reports back, your results back, and start using that to really brand yourself. You know, I remember in the beginning hearing this a lot, like, what's your brand? You need to have a brand. And I was really confused about how to go about that. And this quiz makes it so super easy, guys. So you get your results, you have your colors, you have fonts, you have your power words, you have like your tagline, your goals, and you can take all that and put it into your posts. Now, Canva is a really, really awesome platform to use to pull all that information in. I'm still figuring it out, but so far I'm totally in love with it. But basically, with your brand, it goes along with what is your purpose? What is your story? who you're talking to. That's all part of your brand. So really dive into that quiz. And, if you didn't like the results, take it again, because a lot of times I found with these types of quizzes, there'll be like a couple answers, right? That you're like, oh, I could be that one, or I could be that one. So I actually went back and I took it a second time because I had, a couple different answers, and it totally didn't ring true for me. So I realized, my first results were the best ones. But don't be afraid to go back because, we aren't always just one personality. Sometimes we're multiple personalities, or we have different aspects of ourselves, and maybe you need to mold those together. But definitely start diving into what your brand is and start trying to make a cohesiveness to your posts so people start to recognize your content. Okay, number 6 is to share other popular content, okay? So this is really helpful for building traction on your like page because people, they like to follow stuff that's popular, So I've noticed if I post like funny videos, that gets a lot of traction. Or if I post like really popular recipes that are going around, that gets a lot of attention too. If you see other really great posts by coaches, don't be afraid to share those. Don't feel like you need to have this scarcity mindset and feel like you've got to keep everybody here to yourself. Because just because you share, say, like an awesome post by Roxanne, it doesn't mean that all your followers are going to go over to her page and leave you. They're still following you for you, but they might get something out of that post as well. So don't be afraid to share other content that you think is really great to your page, because if you like it, chances are your followers are going to like it too. Okay, let's see. Where am I at? Okay, number 7 is ask questions or comparison photos. So people love to give their opinion on things. Absolutely love it. So an awesome way to let people give their opinion is to ask them a question or put up a comparison. Choose A, B, C, or D, or what do you think about this dress versus that dress? Or, I've found this. Do you find it true too? These kinds of things, they're more fluff than like the real deep vulnerable stuff, but they add a lot of interaction on your page. They let people participate. They let people give their opinion. Facebook is a social platform, so people go on there wanting to be social. So if you give them something to interact with on your page, they're more likely to come back next time because it's fun. So don't be afraid to ask questions, especially as women. Oh my gosh, people love to give opinions about your outfits. I mean, like, if you have an event coming up, you don't even know what you're going to wear, it doesn't matter. Put on a couple dresses and be like, which do you like, A, B, or C? And you're going to get like 25 or 50 comments. No lie. Okay, number 8, post 3 to 5 times a day. I know this can seem overwhelming to people, and it's taken me a while to get used to this concept too. And sometimes I only post 3 times a day. But aim to post 3 to 5 times a day because it's important to always be getting yourself out in front of people. People are on Facebook at all different times. Some are only on in the morning, some are only in the afternoon, some in the evening. So while you think that like, oh my God, I've posted like 5 times a day, people are probably so sick of me. Chances are most people have only seen one of your posts. So if you're only posting 1 time a day, you're going to miss so many people because they're not going to see your stuff. It gets on there and it gets buried unless it's like an amazing post, like a comparison post, right? And it keeps getting bumped up in people's newsfeed. Most people aren't going to see all your stuff. So post 3 to 5 times a day. And I have some other things. Yeah. Okay. But on that note, you always want to go for quality over quantity. So don't just throw like 5 crappy posts up there and be like, yay, I posted, because they're just going to get buried and nobody's going to see it anyways. So make sure what you're posting is quality stuff. Also pay attention to how your posts are doing. So within a like page, you can go into the Insights tab and you can see, okay, how did my posts in this last week perform? And you can look at all of that. Do you guys all know how to do that on your like page? Yes? No? No? Jill's shaking her head? Okay, I'm going to show you really quick because in case people who are watching this recording don't know how to do it either, because it's really, really important. So you go to your like page and go to right up here to Insights, okay? And it's going to give you all these statistics about your page and your posts and what's going on. And it's going to give you here your 5 most recent posts. So you can click on here, say, see all posts. This is really, really important, okay? This tells you when people are on your page. So right here, I know at this peak, 6 p.m. is when the most people are on my page. So obviously, 6 p.m. is when I want to post my most important posts. So these are going to be my call to action posts, my really good vulnerable posts. All those kinds of things, I'm going to want to do at 6 p.m. Noon is also a pretty good time, and 6 a.m. So those are the 3 times that I'm really going to focus my content. And this is going to be different for everybody, but this is what it is for my page. Now, if you go down here, this is the statistics for all of my recent posts. So it's going to tell you your reach, so how many people it reached. It's going to show you how many people were engaged with the post. It's going to tell you how many people clicked on it, how many people reacted to it, all those sorts of things. So you can go in here and see, like, look, this was a recipe link that I shared, and it had a lot of views. Same, this was a silly comparison one, right? And also had a lot of interaction. So it's really important just to always be analyzing how your posts are doing so you can tweak your content accordingly, because you don't want to just go at this blindly, right, and not pay attention to what your audience wants. So always make sure you're going in here, okay? Now, does that make sense, Jill? Okay, good. All right, let's see. Okay, another one too is don't be afraid to recycle old content. So if you've been a coach for a while, even a couple months, it's okay to go back and recycle content that you've used before that worked really well. Like take a new picture, put a new picture on it, and use the same copy. Because like I said, so many people don't always catch your posts. So don't be afraid to reuse old content. All right, number 9. Okay, always respond to all the comments that you get on your page. Super, super, super important. You want to be interacting with the people on your page. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you actually really quick. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. And I want to show you this post that I did that I boosted. Because I want to show you something cool you can do when you boost. Okay. So this was a regular post that I boosted, but it had 23 comments on it. And the very cool thing is that when somebody comments on your like page posts, you can message them directly from your like page. And you may or may not have realized with Facebook messaging on your personal side, but now if you're not a friend with somebody, they're not going to see your message. They have to actually accept your message request. But from your like page, if they have commented, you can message them directly. And it's very weird that it's not giving me the option underneath here. I've messaged all these guys already, so maybe that's why. This is weird. Okay, well, usually underneath here, it says like, reply, see response. There's usually also the tab that says message, or maybe it's just hover over their name. Where is it? All right, there we go. Okay. Then I can message them right from my like page. and they're going to see the message. It's going to go right into their inbox. So then you can go over to your messages here and have all these conversations with people on your like page. So that's why it's super important to be sharing really good content on your like page, because then you can message these people directly and they're going to get your message and you can start these relationships with people. Now, the best message that I've been using came from the National Wake Up Call just a few calls back. It was by Chelsea Pearson. And she gave this amazing message to reach out to people who like or comment on your content. And let's see. If you don't have it already, I will copy it and put it into, here we go, into the chat box, because then you guys can all have it. Okay, so this is the message that I have been sending anybody who likes or comments on my posts. And of course, this is not just for any fluff posts. This is for like your real, honest post, because it talks about putting yourself out there and thank you. But taking the time to reach out to people and thanking them for commenting, liking, interacting on your content is super important, guys. And it just starts to build that relationship. So that message is awesome. It's helped me start a lot of conversations on my like page. So I highly, highly recommend you use it. Okay, and then number 10 is to always provide value, okay? So where's my note here? Hold on. So basically, your social media should always either entertain, inform, or educate in your posts. So you always want to be looking at the post you're going to do and think, is somebody else going to get value from this? Are they going to learn from it? Is it going to help them? Are they going to take this and be able to use it in their life? So a good way to sort of gauge your posts by that is look at your posts, look at the content you're going to put up, and then ask yourself, so what? And what that does basically is like, say you have a picture up there and you're like, Drake plays Shakeology, it's awesome. Well, so what? Like, what does that do for the people looking at your posts? Because if that's all you put up there, they're going to be like, cool. But if you put your story up there about why you're drinking Shakeology every day, what it has done for you, how it has changed your life, et cetera, then the post has meaning and the post has value. Or it could be educating them about the benefits of it or the ingredients of it. Or, you can do workout videos that give them workouts they can do. So just always make sure that the content you're posting is valuable, and then people are going to follow you. Okay, so those are my 10 tips, and I am going to unmute everybody and open it up for questions if you guys have any.
What did you say the name was of the professional that does the cover photos? You said Fiverr, Fighter? I didn't quite get
Fiverr, like the number 5 and then
Fiverr. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great outsourcing site. So they're really awesome for doing all sorts of like little menial work that maybe you don't want to do.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So
I don't have a like page yet, so I need to get going on that.
Yeah, I would definitely get one going, because as you get bigger, as your team grows, your business grows, it's an amazing way to get outside of your cold market or warm market. Right. Sorry.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, I know like Roxanne, Michelle, they both came to me through my like page. So it's a great way, great tool, and definitely something you want to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, and super easy to set up too. I mean, you can create it in like 3 minutes, and don't feel worried about like coming up with a catchy name. Just put your name up there. Like you can put Jill Wheeler Fitness or, something like that.
I've got Booty Busters. Booty
what?
Busters. We're called the Booty Busters.
That's awesome. Well, there you go. You already got a great name.
I know. I already got a name.
That's great. Yeah, definitely get your like page going. And in the beginning, like I said, just you can post the same content on both your personal page and our like page and just start growing the likes on there.
Cool.
Yeah. I have a question. How do you do your live videos?
So do you have an iPhone?
No, I have Samsung.
Okay. I don't know about other phones yet. Do you know, Roxanne? It looks like you were.
I thought I heard it, not yet, but that it was coming.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so on the Samsung it's coming?
Yeah, they said Android, it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bummer. That's annoying. Yeah.
Because I kind of want to do one. It sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I think it's awesome, even though it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Mainly because you're like, I can't go back and edit this. I can't just stop
Exactly.
talking and be like, oh, fuck, that was wrong. Or,
So
Yeah.
we can do a video though, just like from our webcam, right? And then post it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. It just won't be live.
No, it won't be live, but video, like if you ever do video, you definitely want to upload it directly to Facebook. So,
Okay.
so don't like upload it to YouTube and then copy the link over. But yeah, video still is awesome. Yeah, you
Okay.
still get great traction on video.
So what do you recommend then for us new coaches? What do you recommend for us to do for live videos?
So any kind of video, either workout videos get a lot of traction and views. So one thing that I've been doing, I don't know if you've seen my videos where I do like 6 different moves all on one screen.
I have. I don't know how you do that.
It's within an app called, hold on, I think it's PickFrame. Yeah, PickFrame.
Okay.
And this is kind of weird because they drive me crazy. Honestly, like I'm a very more like organized, structured person, and the idea of having like all 6 videos going at once makes me like blah. But
Yeah.
people love them and they get so much traction. And I think it's just because we live in such a like give it to me right now world, you know, that they don't have to watch it for like 5 or 10 minutes to see all the move. They get it all in like 15 to 30 seconds, you know?
Okay.
So doing those and boosting them has grown my page.
So you do that on your phone as well?
I do it all on my phone.
How do you get your phone to stay there?
I have a tiny little tripod. Like I got a little phone tripod on Amazon.
You're so much more advanced than me, okay?
Only because I got tired of like trying to prop it up on weights and like
That's me.
stacking up my stools and
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, you can get one on Amazon for like $10-12.
and you'll laugh
Best
because my
investment.
tripod lost its leg.
Oh my gosh.
And it turns out the third leg is really important.
Yes, it is.
So now I'm back to like trying to prop it up between stuff and it's falling over. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay.
At least with that one, you can wrap it around something. you know?
It's super handy. But yeah, this feature, so you can open it like this and it just
Okay.
clip your phone in. And yeah, super easy. I do everything on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have you said PickFrame?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you've used you've used Pick Play Post as well too, right?
Yes, I've
You
used
like
both. And
That's what I use.
trying to remember why I liked PickFrame better. Oh, because Pick Play Post, they cut it off usually after 15 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Where PickFrame, you can do it for longer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, and another thing I caution you about really quickly is if you're doing a workout video and you're putting music on top of it, make sure it's royalty-free music because you'll get in really big trouble and like you can even get your Facebook account banned or blocked or whatever if you use video or music that's not royalty-free. So even if you have like your favorite music playing in the background and you're working out, or you have Beachbody playing in the background, I always turn off all the sound on my videos. So that's one thing that's really cool about PicFrame too, is you can go in and just turn all the sound off really easily. And then I just put royalty-free music on top of it. To make
Where do you get royalty-free music?
On iTunes, you can just look up like royalty-free and it'll come up.
Okay.
So I just have like honestly, only a handful of different kind of generic upbeat music, and I just reuse them over and over. Nobody seemed to have complained.
No.
I found a super cool like military style one too for 22 hardcore posts, which is fun. Yeah, video is super awesome. People love video. They love workout moves, and more than just like one move. Like give them something that they can actually get something out of. You know, like I've seen a lot of coaches do like a move of the day, and it's like, yeah, that's helpful, but like, what are you gonna do with a sit-up? You know, like give them like 5 ab moves and tell them to do them 10 times and repeat 3 times, and they've got a little circuit. You know. Because people, the more that you can provide value to people, the more you can give them good content, the more that they're going to want to follow you.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't worry if you're not a fitness model. I mean, I'm a mom of twins and my plank and my stomach hangs down like crazy. And, you know, I'm like, I'm not.
There's nothing we can do about that.
Right. Exactly. You know, and like, that's real life. Like, yeah, we look at the fitness models and we're like, wow, I would really like to have her ass and her boobs, but like, that's not me. And I think other people appreciate.
I think they do too.
Yeah. So I always say video adds 15 pounds anyways, right? So I look at it, I'm like, I look way better than that. All right. Anybody have any other questions?
No.
Okay. So next week, we're going to talk more about sharing your story. And one thing that we're doing in this training is we're actually interviewing each other. And one thing that's super cool about this is when you tell your story, just talking, a lot more is going to come out than when you sit down and type. So we're going to start talking about that, and then I'm going to find a coach to interview on our next call. And the other super cool thing that we're doing with this is basically we're sitting down, we're interviewing each other on video, and then we can send the whole video over to Fiverr, which I told you about, and have them transcribe the whole thing. So then you have this like massive amount of content that you can pull from for posts. So we're going to talk more about that, sharing your story next week. But thank you guys all so much for joining us tonight. It was great to see you, and thanks for hopping on with us, Jill. It was fun having you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Good info.
Oh, you guys have a great night.
Thanks. You too.
Okay,
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.